A sharp inhale, the clatter of a belt buckle hitting hardwood, then silence, thick, suffocating, charged with the weight of a single irreversible moment. It started with a sound, a belt snapping loose, a breath caught in a sunlit hallway, a pair of khaki shorts pooling at his ankles. And just like that, the life Lila Montgomery had carefully stitched together began to unravel. Lila hadn't expected her Thursday to end in disaster. She'd been folding laundry in the living room of their sprawling craftsman home in Willow Creek, the scent of lavender detergent clinging to her hands, when Carter called out, "Lila, can you help me with this?" She turned to find her 24-year-old stepson lingering in the hallway, his tanned fingers fumbling with a tangled leather belt. His shorts sagged precariously low on his hips, and his ash-blonde hair was mist from an afternoon jog. Carter had his father's sharp jawline, but his mother's restless green eyes that darted away as Lila approached. "It's jammed," he muttered, cheeks flushing. She knelt, her sundress brushing the floor, and tugged at the stubborn buckle. Carter held his breath, the muscles in his abdomen tightening. When the belt finally gave way, his shorts dropped to the floor with a soft whump. Time stopped. Lila's gaze flickered downward, a mistake, before she whipped her head away, heat flooding her face. Carter scrambled to yank his shorts up, knocking over a vase of hydrangeas in his haste. "Shit, sorry," he choked out, fleeing upstairs like the house was on fire. Lila stayed frozen, her pulse thrumming in her ears. It was an accident, a stupid, humiliating accident. But the air hummed differently after that. Carter started avoiding eye contact at dinner, lingered too long in doorways. And Lila? She couldn't stop replaying that fractured second in her mind. Lila's marriage to Gregory wasn't a tragedy. It was a quiet, airless room. They'd wed 6 years ago, both bruised from divorces, seeking comfort in shared silence. Gregory, a silver-haired real estate mogul with a fondness for bourbon and golf weekends, treated their home like a hotel. Lila filled her days tending to her rose garden and chairing charity auctions, her laughter growing brittle with disuse. Then Carter moved in. Gregory's son had been a ghost during their early marriage, a lanky art student who mumbled greetings at Christmas dinners. But the man who arrived after graduating was different. Confidence. Present. He filled the house with charcoal sketches and Spotify playlists, his dry wit drawing reluctant smiles from Lila during late-night fridge raids. "You're up early," she'd remarked one dawn, finding him barefoot on the porch with a sketchbook. He'd glanced up, sunlight catching the stubble on his jaw. Couldn't sleep. Figured I'd document the famous Montgomery garden before Dad replaced it with a putting green. Lila snorted. He'd never notice. "No," Carter said softly, holding her gaze. "He doesn't notice much, does he?" Weeks passed. Carter took to joining Lila in the kitchen, his long frame leaning against the marble countertops as she cooked. He told her about his failed gallery show in Brooklyn, his voice tinged with a vulnerability Gregory had never shown. "These are incredible," Lila breathed one afternoon, flipping through a sketchbook, pages filled with haunting portraits and stormy seascapes. Carter's throat bobbed. "You're the first person who's said that." The belt incident hung between them like a live wire. One evening, as Lila scrubbed a wine stain from Gregory's shirt, Carter cornered her in the laundry room. "About what happened," he began, his voice rough. "It was nothing," she cut in, soap suds dripping down her wrists. "Not to me." Their first kiss was desperate, clumsy, a collision of guilt and hunger against the cold steel of the washing machine. When Lila pulled away, her wedding band snagged on Carter's shirt button. "This can't happen," she whispered. He traced her cheekbone with his thumb. Too late. Secrets, Lila learned, were like Russian nesting dolls, each lie birthing a smaller, more intricate deceit. They stole moments, a brush of hands while passing coffee, a lingering embrace in the garden shed. But the world outside their bubble grew suspicious. Gregory's sharp-eyed colleague, Vanessa, began dropping by with thinly veiled barbs. "Such a cozy home you've made for Gregory's son," she purred, sipping Chardonnay in the parlor. Carter's best friend, Derek, started grilling him at poker nights. "You're weird about Lila, man. What are you hiding?" The reckoning came at Gregory's 55th birthday party. Vanessa accidentally spilled Merlot on Lila's dress, smirking as Carter rushed to help blot the stain. Later, Derek cornered them by the pool, his voice slashed with fury. "You're gonna blow up everyone's lives over this? Grow the hell up, Carter." Gregory found them arguing in the moonlit garden that night, his face hardening as he took in Lila's smudged lipstick and Carter's untucked shirt. "Care to explain?" he growled, the question hanging like a guillotine. Vanessa's blackmail note arrived 2 days later, slipped under Lila's bedroom door. "Meet me tomorrow." Or Gregory learns what his wife and son really do when he's away. At Willow Creek Park, Carter gripped Lila's shaking hands. "We leave tonight. Start over somewhere." She hesitated, tears blurring the skyline. "And your father?" "The life we'd destroy. He destroyed it first," Carter hissed, kissing her with a feverish urgency. But as they pulled apart, Lila spotted Vanessa's crimson blazer across the park, and the glint of a smartphone pointed their way.